Good afternoon, everyone. Just wanted to go over Microsoft. So back in late July, early August, Microsoft rallied and rallied pretty big. I forgot what the catalyst was, but it had to be something major for it to just go off like this. But I wanted to talk about the price action instability as of basically the last 3 weeks or so in August. So let's get right to it. So it looks like 360 or near the 350 something range is the current bottom and some sort of major support level. But in June, we started seeing some buying pressure, and it rose up into a little bit of consolidation for the month of July, and then it came back down, and then it gapped up, which we call a breakaway gap. Breakaway gap means lots of volume. Yeah, this bar right here, over 100 million in volume, really got the gap up going. And then it continued, and then it gapped up again, which is an exhaustion gap. An exhaustion gap is basically the last hurrah of momentum, signaling that the run might be over, and surely it was. So the exhaustion gap happened in late. What is that? Let's see, what day was that? On July 31st. The exhaustion, actually August 3rd. So the exhaustion gap happened there, and then let me turn this price cursor off. And then it came up, and then had a bearish gravestone doji candle pattern. Now, gravestone, well, it's called the doji star, but if there's a different, let me zoom in a little bit. So yeah, if it's a doji star candlestick, but because it's a gravestone doji right here. Gravestone doji is basically when buyers start off real strong and then sellers are able to push it back down. And a gravestone doji consists of a white candlestick followed by the doji. Now, a doji just looks like a cross, but in this case, it's a gravestone doji where it has its bottom here and a long upper wick. But then it was followed by a shooting star. A shooting star is basically almost similar to the gravestone doji, but it has a little bit of a body. And again, buyers started off aggressive, but sellers pushed it back down, indicating that they started gaining the upper hand. And these type of candlesticks are candlesticks you want to look for: long upper wicks. That means that buyers started off strong and sellers just slapped them right back down. So these type of candlesticks are indicative of a top or when to liquidate the trade. And then you can see from there you had another doji, another. I guess you can either spinning top or doji. You can classify that candle. Let me just get a little closer. So yeah, and then it came back down and then created a shelf, get common gap down, and now is either built. It's building a lower shelf. So what I'm seeing right now is we had the nice run, which is the public participation phase, and then you saw the sell signals here, or to liquidate the trade right here, and now it's heading down and forming a lower shelf. So this can either be so there's a couple things that can happen here. This could either be the distribution phase where smart money is exiting the trade, and this could either fall back down, or this can be a rectangle continuation pattern, meaning it came up, had a reaction high, came back down, reaction low, or we can see another reaction high. So if it zigzags within the rectangle here, we can be sure that it's a rectangle continuation pattern. But if it comes up here and comes down here and breaks below the trend line, so I'm like, these are possibilities. Nothing's confirmed yet. I'm just giving you what the data is suggesting. It could be a number of things, but we won't know for sure until confirmation. So as I went through the rectangle pattern, if it zigzags here, it'll eventually be in this rectangle for a couple months and then eventually break out. Or what I think because of the exhaustion gap, it's going to come up, build this shelf, and then come down and fill the exhaustion gap, and then fall back to the 440 range where you can see it was previous resistance. It was previous resistance here and could possibly end up being support now. Or it can break again and come down, but I think that's not likely. I think that the lowest it can go is 440 here because of the overlays. We see the overlays developing here. There's your 200-day MA, there's your 50-day MA, and what's happening is a golden cross is nearing. So I think that it can most likely head down to 440, or most likely stay within the rectangle pattern and do some consolidation in this area here. So yeah, but once that 50 MA crosses over the 200 MA, it could really get going. So yeah, I think like I said, from 483 to 440 is where the possible, or actually about 500 to about 440 is where it can trade for the next couple months. Especially as soon as this crosses over the 200 MA, I expect more bullish momentum. So, yeah, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on this Microsoft, and have yourself a good rest of your weekend.